What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is 5 soft drink brands I only encountered after moving to America.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Mountain Dew was on the thumbnail.
I'm gonna say
That is very American, isn't it?
Gatorade. Does that count as a soft drink?
I think it is actually. It's like an energy drink, so it probably is a soft drink, isn't it?
I don't know what you decide as soft drink, because a soft drink to me could be a can of Coke or it could be a juice.
No, I think like a Coke or soft drink.
Okay.
Depends what we mean, like a fizzy drink. It can be a fizzy drink, but it's not alcoholic.
I think Gatorade's definitely American.
Gatorade's definitely very American. Mountain Dew, we can get it in the UK.
But it's definitely American.
Very American.
Yeah.
And I think it's only probably after launch has been, that's when
Yeah.
it's gone. I can't think of any others though.
I don't know. Brands as well, so this is like not flavours. It's
So we get into it.
Yeah, I can't think.
Smash that button, smash the subscribe button, we'd seriously appreciate it. Check out Lost on the Pond as well, but wait till after this video. Check out the movie channel, would really appreciate that. Band of Brothers episode 5 going out today. Check out Patreon as well. Plug in everything. Honestly, that would help us so much. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
5 soft drink brands I only encountered after moving to America. What we got?
I know there's a lot of Mountain Dew fans out there. I'm not picking a fight with you or the company. And in any event, I'm not the person to take advice from. I come from a country that puts fries on bread.
Chip butties are great.
Chip butties are great.
Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond. And one of those memos pertains to fizzy drinks or pop or soda or canned tooth decay. Of course, growing up in Britain, I'm no stranger to bad teeth, nor to the fact that both countries know a thing or two about soda. For its part, Britain revels in some of its own brands, but there are own brands and then there are own brands.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Britain has.
By the way, nothing wrong with that. We literally got own brand the other day, didn't you?
The thing is I'm not fussy about it being unbranded.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if it's Coca-Cola or if it is Sainsbury's or whatever. I go off taste.
Yeah, as long as it tastes
like
good.
there's times I have Marks Spencer's own Coke and that tastes nice. We got the cup one and I didn't like it.
Yeah, the Coke one reminds me, if you ever have the ice pops, I imagine you guys have them as well, where the ice pops, just a thin colour, normal, just any colour.
I'm
Cola
not
one.
like...
You get the juice, you have the juice. That's nice in small doses.
I'm not fussy about it being, oh, I want to get this because of the brand.
Oh yeah, as long as
I just want the one that tastes the best.
Definitely.
If I'm being honest.
And the one we had, literally, the juice is great in small doses, but it just tastes like that constantly, and it's way too much, wasn't it? So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
As long as it tastes nice.
The very country I've now lived in for 12 years. And this includes some of the big names like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Fanta, and Listerine mouthwash.
Ooh, you like Dr.
Of course,
Pepper.
we can include it. Listerine mouthwash is readily available all across the UK. But there are certain sodas, and by sodas I'm using the broad definition of carbonated beverage, that America is either keeping to itself or hadn't had the courtesy to introduce me to them while I lived in Britain.
Okay.
In other words, this video is all about those soda brands that I only encountered after moving to America.
I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued as well.
Never heard of that.
One of the very
Mr.
first
Pibb.
drinks that I had in the United States
What?
of America after the tequila was a bottle of Mr. Pibb. Mr. Pibb, thought I, isn't that interesting? A drink with a person's
I've
name
never
and
heard that.
title.
Never
in
heard
the
of it.
Title. Wherever seen that before? Well, it turns out that Mr. Pibb is Coca-Cola's answer.
I recognise that can, you know? Maybe I don't.
No.
Do we have something do we have something that looks like that can? Maybe not. I've never heard of Mr. Pibb in my life, though.
I kind of get what you mean,
I recognise that kind of can,
but I
though.
don't think it's... I don't know.
I think I just recognise a red can, to be honest. Not a Coke one, but like a red with like a pattern on it, I think. But Mr. Pibb, oh, don't know. That sounds weird.
Pepper. In fact, I was reading today that when it first launched, it did so under the name of Peppo, prompting Dr. Pepper
it's
to
the
sue
American's
Coca-Cola
version.
for trademark infringement. Funnily enough, no such lawsuit was brought forth by the similarly named Pepto-Bismol, which also tastes like medicine. And I like how Dr. Pepper is somehow okay with Mr. Pibb,
Yeah, it's
which
not, it's
sounds
different.
like Dr. Pepper's less qualified cousin. That said, Dr. Pepper, to which I was once horribly addicted, enjoys a
I love
successful
Dr.
life
Pepper.
in Britain, whereas Mr. Pibb
You
was
do like it.
presumably refused entry. When it comes to UK immigration, it pays to have a doctorate. But what makes my first encounter with Mr. Pibb intriguing is that it was discontinued. 7 years before I moved to the United States. So how
Ooh.
did you do that then, Lawrence? Asks Uncle Toby. Was it time travel? Not on this occasion. First of all, upon its discontinuation, it was rebranded as PIBB Extra.
Ooh.
But that doesn't make any sense to me
Looks
because I
weird.
distinctly remember being introduced to a Mr. Pibb, and no, there were no handshakes because the fizz would have gone everywhere. Well, apparently Mr. Pibb was and is still in circulation in some states. Now, of course, it's entirely possible that in 2020, my current state of Illinois and my previous state of Indiana now only stock PIBB Extra, but I wouldn't know. Because, and this is an important piece of information, I gave up soda in 2014.
Fair play.
And I also don't obsess over the branding of fizzy drinks until today. That said,
I
while
do
you
like
won't
fizzy
find a
drinks,
drink
though.
with a PIB in it in most places in the world, most places in the world aren't Japan.
Oh, Japan have their own version of Mr.
Coke
Pibb.
Zero.
From
That's
Hero to Coke Zero. This is one
Yo,
of those
that-
Coca-Cola
That
brands.
must have been like at the start of it, maybe. Because
yeah,
we
it's
Coke
definitely
Zero is everywhere now,
We
isn't
drink
it?
Coke Zero.
Yeah, it must have been when it first came out. Maybe it
Yeah.
was only in America.
with which I wasn't familiar until I moved to Indiana. And really, that's just down to timing, something ironically that YouTube user Prince William Official thinks I have zero of. Because in the United States, Coke
Ours is-
Zero was launched just a couple of years
Ours is
before
in
I
black.
moved here.
Okay.
And when I
It used
moved
to
to
be.
the United Kingdom...
Pepsi Max.
No, Coke Zero used to be black. When it first launched, I'm pretty sure it was black.
Oh, but now it's just red and it just says zero at the top.
Yeah, it used. I think it used to be a completely different colour, but then people didn't go for it because it was a different colour. So then they just
It
changed it to the
literally
same
is
branding
the
with the
Coke
zero.
brand with a black band at the top that says zero.
Yeah, it used to be all black. I'm pretty sure, but I'm guessing
Reminds me of Pepsi Max.
less people clicked it. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, but it definitely was at the
while
start.
by no means having zero Coke, had zero Coke Zeros. In the intervening years, this has apparently changed, so for once, both my British and American viewers know what I'm talking about. Second thoughts, don't comment on that. So what is Coke Zero? Well, it's basically Coca-Cola that claims to be sugar-free. Essentially, it's the drink I thought I was making at the age of 9 when I poured Coca-Cola through a sieve to extract all the sugar. It just ended up tasting like liquid metal cough drops.
Or
No matter
C-Cola.
where you look, it seems like every single soft drink has its cheap alternative knockoff. Dr. Pepper.
Root beer, by the way, because it isn't actually beer.
It's going to be on here.
It's going to be on here. Sorry, I just thought the RC reminded me of root beer for some reason.
So this is number
has Mr.
3.
Pibb.
Yeah, it's number 3.
Two more.
Two more.
Maybe.
Could be on
Will
here.
be on here probably.
Pepsi has Diet Pepsi, and in America, Coca-Cola has RC Cola. And I say in America, but it turns out that this alternative is available in 67 other countries.
What is it?
None of which are the United Kingdom.
What is
On the
it?
one hand, this is
It's like an
ironic
off-brand.
because the letters RC stand for Royal Crown. On the other,
No,
it
it's
would be
actual
difficult
Coke.
to market this drink in Britain because RC sounds like
No, it's a knockoff
RC.
version.
As
No, I
for
don't
the
think it
drink-
is.
He just said that.
Did it?
He just said it's a knockoff version of Coca-Cola.
Oh, I thought you said it's a version of Coca-Cola.
No, knockoff version. So
Oh,
it's
God.
like an off-brand.
Oh, I didn't
sheet.
hear the knockoff. People are going to shout at me for talking. That's probably why I didn't hear it. Sorry, guys.
itself, it did originate in the United States, and what does it taste like? Well, have you had Coca-Cola? It's like somebody took that and disguised it with a comedy mustache. It's basically one of those drinks that gets relegated to being a chaser,
I've seen
which
that
in
in
some
movies,
ways
actually.
can be
Oh, yeah.
beneficial for that drink because you get so plastered, you think it's amazing. And then you tell everybody on Twitter about it at 4 a.m. Now, I've just realised it is
What?
possible that if you're reading my tweets at that time of the morning, you might be the sort of person that consumes this. My first job
Sorry, I
in
didn't
the
mean to-
That's okay. That's okay. We have Monster,
We have Monster.
but again, maybe it started in America, launched, moved over.
Yeah, because it was Red Bull before that, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, Red Bull's still a thing.
Yeah, but like I feel like Monster came after Red Bull.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, we were growing up, weren't
Would
we?
have had it
Our
anyway.
childhoods and stuff like that. But Monster definitely vape on. I have them quite a bit when recording.
United States was working as a call center agent. And for anybody that doesn't know, working in a call center is all about metrics. So how many daily calls are you taking? How frequently are you resolving your customer's issue? And good grief, Josh is taking his 9th toilet break. But there's one metric that stood out to me more than most: the amount of staff members drinking something called Monster Energy. What are all of these tins with what looks like a graffitied version of the letter M? Is this a nightmare version of McDonald's? So I inquired, and the general consensus seemed to be that this was an awesome alternative to coffee. The problem was, people were so busy focused on the energy part, they forgot that it also turns you into a monster. It's like most energy drinks. When I lived in the UK, I was addicted to Red Bull. because it did give me a buzz. It did give me an energy surge
Gave him
for
wings,
2
so to say.
hours. And then the crash sets in. And speaking of crashes, not even the 2008 recession could stop Monster from taking over Britain. Now it does sound like a nightmare. The point is, Monster, while it hasn't actually taken over Britain, does now have a presence there.
Yeah,
And for
quite a big
anybody
one.
wondering, this is probably helped in large part by the fact that Monster sponsors just about every extreme sport under the sun. Britain, for its part, is more than happy to consume these extreme sports, as well as green things, as evidenced by this.
Oh, that's
Well,
the last
that was a
one.
weird
Mountain
segue.
Dew
Marge. I
again.
thought
It was on my
Mountain-
thumbnail.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had Mountain Dew.
I don't think I have.
We did definitely do sell it in the UK now, but it's such an American drink, isn't it?
is.
Like I say, I'm surprised Gatorade did
I've never tried it.
because I don't think we sell Gatorade over here, do we?
We sell it in the American aisle.
Apart from the American now, yeah. So that is very American.
Yeah.
We could have done this list.
Yeah.
Dew wasn't available in Britain, hence its inclusion in your thumbnail. And to Uncle Toby, who's probably writing that as we speak, I say, fair point, and shut up, because caveats are a chief ingredient of this very entry. Firstly, let me just state that my very first encounter with Mountain Dew, or as Hoosiers call it, Mountain Dew, or just Dew, was very early on in my time living in Indiana, and how best to describe it, I'm not really sure. But tastes vaguely but not strongly of lemon and or lime.
Okay.
It was sort of middle of the road, or should we say centre of the
like a
mountain
Sprite.
trail. It was
Maybe.
neither the reason I gave up pop nor an incentive to go back to it. It's just there. I know there's a lot of Mountain Dew fans out there. I'm not picking a fight with you or the company. And in any event, I'm not the person to take advice from. I come from a country that puts fries on bread. But I also come from a
We
country
love-
I
They're
discovered
best,
today
that's the
that
best
has
thing ever.
flirted with
If you've
Mountain
never had a chip butty, have
Honestly,
a chip
it's
butty.
the best thing
It's
ever.
so good.
Best thing since sliced
Dew.
bread.
Firstly, it was apparently released in the United Kingdom in 1996,
Okay.
presumably to little fanfare, because it was phased out in 1998.
Ooh, it didn't
However, I
last
was
long.
today years old when I discovered that a different tasting drink by the
Ah!
name of Mountain Dew has been
That's the
available
one
in
I
the UK
recognised.
since
Yeah, that's one.
Because I was like, I've never seen that before actually.
Oh, so it actually tastes different in the UK. I've never actually.
But look at the stuff that's less in it.
Yeah,
No
I've
offense, America.
never had it.
Oh.
I've always thought I'm not going to like it, so I think that's why I've never had it.
Yeah.
But there you go. It's like McDonald's. It's the same thing but different.
Yeah.
2010. That's it for this episode.
Oh,
Let
that is
me know
it.
in-
We've listed a couple of weeks potentially. Root beer definitely. Gatorade definitely.
Yeah.
So if Lawrence has done number 2, let us know in comments and we'll check it out. If you want us to maybe do a video of our own, maybe.
Yeah,
Let us
because
know
we
in the
were going
comments.
to America.
Because we did go and we did see a few
Technically.
things. Smash that button, guys. Smash that subscribe button. Watch the video.
Have a fantastic day.
Check out Launch. Check out Patreon. We'd really appreciate it. And check
Movie
out
channel.
the movie channel. Peace.